So here we have this VEVOR 5-in-1 steam mop. Now, full disclosure, this is a paid review, but the opinions in this video are my own. Alright, so I already tried this thing out. It seemed to work pretty well, but first let me give you a closer look at it. Alright, and here's a closer look at the steamer. Right now it's set up to do floors, and this is just a swivel head attachment that makes it easy to push around on the floor. This is where you can stick the pads to. It takes these pads here, and it comes with 2 of them. These pads have hook and loop backing, and it just sticks to the steam mop just like that. Anyway, then there's this removable water compartment. You just push this here, and then you can pull this out. It has a rubber plug on the back that you can twist to unlock, then you can open it up and fill it up. And it says use distilled water, but in most cases you'll be just fine using tap water. Anyway, once you get it filled up with water, you can put the rubber cap back in and then twist it to lock it. It seals it shut really well. Also on the inside of the tank, you can see this little hose with a weight on the end. And that's helpful because if you're using this thing upside down, the weight will pull the hose down to the bottom, and then it'll still be able to suck up the water when you're using it upside down. One thing that's important to note though, is when you tip it back right side up, the weight doesn't always come free, so you have to shake it a little bit and then it's good to go. Also, this is a 14.5 ounce tank and lasts anywhere from 18 to 40 minutes, depending on which steam setting you have it on. Anyway, this button here turns it on. When you press it, it'll light up red, and these will also light up. And after about 15 seconds, it'll get up to temperature and these will turn solid blue. And once that happens, you can press this button and that'll activate the steamer. It definitely gets pretty hot. It's supposed to get up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which of course is the steaming point of water. Also, if you continue to press the steam button, it'll change the setting, and there's 3 different steam settings that put out more or less steam. It is a nice long adjustable handle. If you push this down here, you can move it up and down. Then there's a plastic handle on the end, makes it easy to push around. It also has this 23-foot cord with a nice little spot to wrap it up. And you can also disconnect this by pushing this piece down here and pulling the handle out just like this. And then you can disconnect this by pushing this button down and pulling that out. Then you can connect in this more fine tip nozzle, just push it in here just like that, and just like that you can turn it into this little handheld steamer. Also, there's these 3 different brush tips. This one's brass, they say to use it on a stove. Then these 2 are nylon, and they're great for grout joints or around a toilet, and they all just kind of pressure fit onto the front of the nozzle just like this. Also, it comes with this plastic attachment here, and if you clip the mop in just like this, now this thing is clipped on, and this is for doing carpets. And you got to use this attachment for carpet, so when you push it across it, the pad doesn't just fall off. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little steam mop, but now let me go show you how it worked for me. Alright, so I filled the tank up with water and then plugged it into the steamer. Then I turned it on, and after about 15 to 20 seconds, it was hot enough to use, so I used it around this bathroom faucet. And then I tried it out on this toilet. It worked great in the small areas that are difficult to get to with just a regular paper towel. I also used it along the grout joints in the shower tile. It did a great job cleaning that up as well. It really helped get rid of all the dirt and yellowing. Then I switched over to the floor mop and mopped the tiled floor, and it seemed to clean this right up as well. It got all the way down into the grout joint, and leaving it in the same spot for a few seconds definitely made the floor heat up a bit, so it's definitely putting out some hot steam. Anyway, then I steam mopped this more dirty and dusty floor that I hadn't swept, and I would definitely recommend sweeping before you use this because you can see it picked up quite a bit of dust. Also, one thing you do really have to keep in mind is when you're using this as the handheld steamer, you have to make sure the nozzle is really close to whatever you're trying to clean, because the steam is really hot, but once it leaves the nozzle, it cools down really fast. So if it's too far away from whatever you're trying to clean, it's basically just going to be spraying hot water on it. So yeah, this steam mop seems to work pretty well. It gets pretty hot. I really like the adjustable tank, and the 23-foot cord with the wrap-up holder on the handle is helpful as well. I also like that you can really easily detach this and use it as a handheld steamer. And yeah, I can't really say how long it'll last. I only used it a couple times, but overall it seems like a pretty decent multi-purpose steamer and steam mop.